congratulations on this beautiful film, and your performance is just absolutely stunning. So thank you so much.
Thank
Um,
you.
I always say that the best stories create empathy and educate. And that's exactly what this one does, to say the least.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I shamefully didn't know about the Los Frikis, these punk rockers in Cuba in the 90s who intentionally injected themselves with HIV so they could live in government-funded sanatoriums. And, you know, it sounds extreme, but when you watch the film, it reveals itself to you that these people didn't feel like they had a choice. They were completely rejected by society and knew that they could live in peace at these sanatoriums. Um, when did you first hear about the project, and why was this film in particular important for you as an artist to not only star in, but come on board as a producer as well?
Don't feel shame because I was right where you were when I read the script. I read it and I didn't know that it was part of, our Latin American history. And I felt really ignorant and I just kept digging and digging. I was like, how did this happen? And how did I not know about this? So I feel like that felt really important to me. I feel like sometimes the stories that we see of our people, of Latin Americans, they're kind of redundant. It's that we've seen it. We know we have drug dealers. We know we have like they're constantly redundant and characters are as well. And seeing a different story that portrays different characters and a different era and to see these Cubans being fully punk rock and just grasping onto freedom and grasping onto hope was something that I was like, oh, I've never seen anything like that. And then as I was talking to Michael and Tyler, I just fell in love with it even more. The way that they were gonna tell this story and their way into this story was really through hiring raw Cuban talent. And I don't think a lot of people understand just how hard that was. You can't just take 20 actors out of Cuba. That's not how it works. It's a communist country. It took a lot of courage. It took a lot of hard work, but we did it. And now we have this movie that showcases amazing, beautiful actors. And I'm just really, I mean, aside from the story and aside from how beautiful and funny and heartbreaking and heartwarming and educational, like you said, this movie is, I'm really excited for people to be introduced to Héctor Medina and Eros de la Puente and Pedrito and Manuel and Talia and Niala and Rainier and Cesar, all these amazing, talented people that if it weren't to be for this movie, we probably wouldn't see them. Um, and I think that's what I'm just really excited about.
Oh my gosh, no, they completely blew me away. The chemistry between the two brothers is the
Oh,
foundation of this film, and the anchor, and that love, it was just I could like it grabbed me from the screen, like it just took a hold of me. Um I also thought it was so profound that, you know, to show representations of how healing and important environments, safe environments are that are free of discrimination and shame, and what can flourish in those environments. And like you mentioned, this is like juxtaposition between, kind of the hardcoreness of the punk scene and this
mhm.
tenderness and love, and sort of femininity and masculinity and everything sort of coexisting was so powerful to watch. Let's talk about Maria because she's so special. She's dedicated her life to helping others and taking care of the patients at the sanatorium. But there's a lot of pain and heartache underneath it all. Can you talk to me about your process of kind of honoring so beautifully both her deep pain, but also this ray of light that she is for others?
um, I think I can't really take a lot of credit for it because, I think once I met Eros and I met all the Cuban actors when they arrived from Cuba, it was the first time that they had left their country. And it was the first time that they were going to be in a Hollywood movie. And so I think just by nature, I just wanted them to have the best experience and I wanted them to feel safe. And I think the circumstances of the reality that we were living and also the story that we were telling really mirrored itself in a way. So I was, I was Eros's assistant and I was Talia's assistant. And I became just almost like the offset personal assistant to 20 actors. And that's a role that I just wanted them to feel safe and I wanted them to have a good time and I wanted them to feel protected. A lot of them are really young and they're away from their families and I think it just sort of reality mirrored the
Mhm.
movie. And we lived in a hotel that we were kind of it was 2 floors of a hotel and everyone was in a room somewhere. So I would just scream out my window, be like, Eros, and Eros would come down. So we were constantly together, and on the weekends too, we were never not hanging out. And because everything was so new to them, a lot of the time it was kind of me and Rebecca, our other producers' responsibilities to sort of kind of guide and be like the shepherds and really take care of of everyone. So I think on screen it just worked because everyone would look at me, be like, Adria, do you have this? I'm like, 1 second, I got it. And so I think it was almost the same. So I think performance wise, I really have to give credit to a lot of the Cuban actors for allowing me to be that for them on and off screen.
Right, right. That sort of maternal essence.
Yeah.
Uh, and I just found her to be so beautifully complex and it was heartbreaking, but also really kind of genuinely kind. Like it was just there's just so much complexity to her. And I think through the relationship that she has with Gustavo, um, so much is brought to light and it's painful to watch, but you also really understand why she feels the way she feels, and she allows herself to experience, you know, love and joy, but she knows that it's limited because that's what
It's
she's providing,
temporary.
temporary. And it's like, it's so heartbreaking. And as we're watching it unfold, we want more for her, but we also understand through your performance, we understand why she chooses to live how she does and to sort of give her heart away to others. And it's
Yeah.
really profound. Um, yeah, and I also like I don't know if this was intentional, but like, and I love this. I love, first of all, there's a beautiful theme with animals as well in the film.
There is, yeah.
Yes, which we could talk for hours about, just that alone. And sort of for me, the wild horse that Gustavo takes a liking to and sort of falls in love with, and that horse teaches him so much about himself. It would had the soul of Maria in my opinion. Sort of a healing presence, but can't be tamed. It needs to kind of do what
Mhm.
it needs to do. Um, what did you learn about her character through working with Eros? Like what did he teach you about her when you were doing those
Oh,
scenes together?
oh, I guess how it just performance wise, I think how I'm a person that usually you can see everything that I'm feeling. I wear my heart on my sleeve. And that is something anybody would, I'm like, if I don't like something, my face will twitch or like I just don't have that. I can't hide, what I'm feeling.
Hmm.
And I think watching Eros and being in those, he's so good. He like brings you into the world. I really had to learn how to mask those feelings and how to, excuse me, how to pretend like I didn't know really what was going on and what
Right.
was going to happen. And it was heartbreaking, but all you want to do is give joy and suppress all that reality that you have inside of you and just be like, I'm gonna just live in this facade and paint this facade of like, you play your music, have fun. Let's,
Mhm.
we have a beautiful wedding in the movie and we
Mhm.
plan it with so much joy and we dance and we celebrate. And I think suppressing that is something so Cuban.
Mhm.
And it has something to do so much with the Cuban spirit and the Cuban reality that I not only learned from Eros, I learned from everyone. They come from a country that unfortunately has failed them so many times, and they don't have, and they've been living, you know, a lot of hardship, but yet there's nothing more contagious than the Cuban spirit. Yet
Mhm.
there's nothing more joyous than Eros and Thalia arguing about something or talking about something. Nothing is more passionate or joyful. So I think I learned not only through Eros, but through all of these beautiful actors. And what really changed my life was like, it just gave me so much perspective and, and gave me tools to sort of deal with hardship. I can't relate to that. I grew up in a country that allowed me to hop between countries, and I grew up with freedom, and I grew up with so much privilege and realizing just, oh, my passport allows me to live and experience whatever I want.
Right.
Yours doesn't.
Mhm.
And you can't relate to that. I could put myself in their shoes really, and really, really try, but I think experiencing life with them and living through them taught me so much and taught me so much perspective. Um, and yeah, I mean, I just think I keep saying it, but I just know it in my heart that it's true that there's nothing more contagious than the Cuban spirit. And I learned that
Yeah.
through this movie.
That's a beautiful gift. And I could feel that too. I was kind of blown away by that. And it is contagious. The joy is contagious.
Yeah.
Um, and the joy never just diminishes the severity of the situation, but it shows how both, I mean, that's life, right? It's full of the light and the dark. And it coexists sometimes at the same time and what that
Mhm.
looks like. Um, and just the expression. I mean, the film is so cathartic and it really, I think, also shows the importance of strength and vulnerability. And we see that between
Mhm.
the two brothers. And I mean, the emotion that is able to sort of pour out um, amongst everything is
Yeah.
just so tender and beautiful.
There's so many love stories. It's also
There's
like
a
I think the log line of this movie is so misleading. It's
story.
not it's
It's
not only about, we have so many love stories. We have a love story between two brothers. We have we have, I don't want to say because
yeah.
I'm going to shoot myself in the foot, but um, it's beautiful and it's funny and it's heartbreaking and heartwarming and it's a coming of age and romantic movie and funny movie and
Mm-hmm.
and a heartbreaking movie.
Yep.
It's just it's got everything, and I'm just so proud of Michael and Tyler and the whole team. They did a beautiful job. I just feel really lucky to be a part of it.
Yes, truly. It's remarkable. And they're so brilliant at sort of dismantling toxic masculinity also, which I feel like they did beautifully in this film. Again, could talk for hours. This is like it's like
About that, yes.
to put a time limits on these things. Just really quickly, I just want to go back to the fact this was your first time producing, correct?
Yes.
Right. And now you've you've since then have produced two other upcoming projects, right?
Yes, I this movie Splitsville with who is it's directed by Michael Covino and it's for Neon and Dakota Johnson's in that. And then right now I'm in Albuquerque and I'm doing this A24 movie with Adam Wingard and yeah, and I'm producing this as well. It's
I love it. I love it
I
so
know.
much. Like, I mean, can you just quickly, sorry, they were like 2 minutes, quickly tell me sort of what has stepping behind the camera and being part of the process in this different way, how has it sort of changed your creative process at all? Like, what is it, has it revealed to you
Oh
about your,
yeah.
yeah, could you,
Oh my
sorry.
God.
Yes.
It has completely because it has gone through. I tend to be a little bit more on the shy side. So pitching my ideas or, it's always like I kind of walk on eggshells and not because I'm not given the opportunity or anything. It's just because I just tend to be like that. And I
Mhm.
think having that title for some reason changed that. Calling
Ooh.
you a title, it's so weird. And I know it's probably not right,
Mm.
but to me, it did it. I was like, oh, wait, I'm a producer now. Like, I must put my producer, but I don't know what happened in my brain. But now I'm like, all right, I think, I pitch my ideas and with zero ego, I've yet to come across that, both from the director, me, and the rest of the producing team. I'm like, what do we think about this? Maybe we should change that. And I think structuring the script and the story has been something that I haven't really had to go out and be like, oh, I think we need this. It's, now I have people coming to me and be like, what do you think about this? And a lot of that has to do with Richard Linklater and just the way that he showcased me almost as a writer when Hitman came out. And now I get to sort of give my opinion or pitch my ideas, and some work and some don't.
Right.
And learning and respecting every director's process and storytelling, and every character is sort of different. It's just been really, it's been really nice, and just exercising both writing skills and also exercising me as an actress, and having more power over the characters. And I don't know, it's really exciting.
Really exciting. It's
And I get to learn, and I get to be part of conversations that I wouldn't have been a part of just as an actress. So I sometimes just sit like a little fly on the wall and just observe and learn. I'm working with really brilliant filmmakers, so I'm just lucky that I got to be part of. Not lucky, I've worked hard.
yes,
Um,
it's exciting. It's exciting. It's a new chapter and it's, you give your heart, you put your heart and soul into it. So to feel like you have more control is like that's a powerful, amazing thing. And it's so wonderful. I love to see it. And that's my time. But thank you so much for
thank
everything.
you
This
so
was
much.
lovely.
Thank you.